Want to break sales barriers and succeed, you must master the so up until now we've talked about the principles, okay, about how to break through the glass ceiling and how to push past all the limits. And now we're going to talk about 3 steps with practical solutions. Some of the things you'll feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's just to reinforce this deep inside us strongly so that it will actually work. There's a stage where you know something, and there's a stage where it becomes a part of you, okay? So we said that nasty beliefs are thoughts that make us believe that things are hard for us or that we can't succeed. People tell themselves, I don't have the talent to lead. I'm not good at sales.
Rafi, can you enlarge the presentation? Because we just can't see when you're switching slides. Rafi, can you enlarge the
slides we can't see. When you're switching slides, oh, you can't see. Okay, good. Can you see now?
Now we can see. Yes, now.
Excellent. Okay. So for some of the things, I'll stick to what I've always done, and I'll focus on the things that are new. All right? A lot of people tell themselves, I'm not charismatic enough, okay? But the truth is, it's purely a matter of experience. I can tell you about Ronnie Toster, whom you all know. Ronnie Toster I don't want to say she's a religious woman, but she almost swore to me that she would never be able to stand on stage and speak in front of an audience. She always told me, Rafi, anything, just not that. Today, if you see her, there's no stage she doesn't own. She broke the stigma she had set for herself. The whole thing was, and I kind of played a trick on her. I told her, you know what, forget it. Don't go up on stage and don't speak in front of an audience. But what? Just give me a small testimony. So testimony, she said, fine, I can talk about myself. After all, what is people's fear of speaking in front of others? It's their fear that maybe they don't know well enough. Maybe I don't know the material well enough, because if you know the material, you have nothing to be afraid of, right? A song you've sung 100 times, you know how to sing it. You're not afraid to sing it because you know how to sing it. Exactly like that. If you know the material, you're not afraid, okay? So ask yourselves, is this story we've talked about that you tell yourselves, it's hard for me, I've never succeeded, I can't, is that a fact or is it just a story? It's not true, it's a lie. And I ask that each of you think right now, I would really appreciate it if you write to me in the chat, what are the things you know are your strengths? Each of you has strengths. How do you know what your strengths are? Imagine that you ask someone in your family right now, or your mom, or a brother, or a sister, tell me, what are my strengths? So they might say to you, you never give up, you know how to stand your ground, you're good looking, you're kind hearted, you like to help. Think about it, write in the chat what your strengths are, and you'll discover them. This is the real proof of who you truly are, and not the stories you tell yourself because of interpretations of some negative experience you had. If you have, and this is really an exercise, friends, if you have any negative belief about yourself, like I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not charismatic, I'm not a salesperson, if that's the belief you're telling yourself that's holding you back, take it now. Take a sheet of paper, even as I'm speaking, and write down exactly the opposite belief. I am talented, I am quick, I am successful, and I am smart. I know I can, I enjoy what I do. I am good, I am a salesperson, and I am a tech person. Even if you don't write it down, just transferring it to the paper, eventually you will begin to see that something deep inside of you starts to truly believe that it is actually different. Isn't that right?
For example, I am persistent, which is something that
Wait, what?
I'm saying I am persistent. That's something that like I'm actually not. On the contrary,
Exactly. Excellent. I am persistent,
I'm good at sales, I'm good at everything.
but I'm not persistent. Very nice. Well done. Great. You answered correctly, exactly like that. Excellent. Okay. The best way to shatter a belief is not just to tell yourself, but also to prove it to yourself. Let me give you an example from my own life. I had a phobia of the keyboard. I was willing to do anything to read aloud. because I also have a kind of dyslexia. I used to have a kind of dyslexia, which is also a story I told myself, and they told me nonsense at school. Total nonsense. Today, I'm the best typist in the world. The fastest there is, no one can compete with me. The kids used to laugh at me. Now I surpass them. I write their presentations for them. But I told myself my whole life that I didn't know how to type, that I couldn't do it. Until I decided, I said, wait a minute, you talk to everyone and teach everyone how to break through the glass ceiling. If that's what's holding you back, just write like a child in kindergarten. A, B, C. After a few days, I was already writing a sentence. Then I discovered that there's even an exclamation mark that's located where the number 1 is. It took me 3 days to find it. But after you find it for the first time, you've succeeded. That feeling of success is a delight. And just so you know, there's a universal karma that says if you manage to shatter one negative belief about yourself and turn it into a positive one, you've opened the floodgates to success in every area. I'll repeat and explain. If I managed to break through one thing that I believed my whole life I couldn't do, from that moment on, my belief changes not just about that one thing, but about everything else as well. For example, a woman believes that she is ugly. If just once she did everything to be as beautiful as possible, I don't know what exactly, I'm not really an expert in this, and suddenly someone comes along and says, listen, you are wow, from that moment on, not only will she always feel beautiful, but in every other area she was afraid of or worried about, it will open up for her. Everything opens up for her. I know a lot of people who undergo some kind of facial treatment, let's say, I don't know, drooping eyelids, they suffered for years. They had a treatment and their eyelids were lifted. Suddenly, wow, I was so afraid of this and it's nothing. So now they go on to do a million other surgeries. They're not afraid of anything anymore. All you need is to prove to yourself just once that you can break through that ceiling, to take an action that goes against your belief, to make a sales call you were afraid of. Just do it, even if it doesn't result in a sale, but you dared, you succeeded, you did it. Tell yourself how good you are at it. In this industry, there are many agents working here who are afraid to ask for the fair financial compensation that they deserve for their hard work. They settle for 7 or 5% that they receive. Dear friends, you're not afraid anymore. On the contrary, you're experiencing it. And you say to the client straight to their face, yes, I'm earning a Nest 500 commission here. I earn 1,000. I'm not afraid to tell you, yes, come on, what I'm giving you is worth it. You do not necessarily have to say it out loud, but you are certainly not afraid to speak your mind when it matters. You will realize almost immediately within yourself that you have finally broken through a long-standing and invisible glass ceiling that once held you back from your true potential. In conclusion, and I will expand on the agenda shortly, beliefs can be changed. It's just something the brain is used to thinking. Your limiting beliefs can be successfully replaced with beliefs that open the way for you to any success you choose in life. It's something that comes with karma from the universe, a kind of promise, which I also know was given by one of the greatest rabbis in history, who said, if you manage to change even one of your traits, anything you choose to do in life, you will succeed at. And this has proven itself more than once or twice. Prove to yourselves that you can succeed and move forward, and you'll see how much that effort was worth it. Well done to everyone who wrote me all those things. I want to address your daily schedule. After all, each of us has our own daily routine that begins. For example, at 7 in the morning, generally speaking, some people, you can set whatever hours you want, but let's say from 7 in the morning until midnight, those are active hours, okay? It doesn't matter. Maybe you'll shift the whole schedule 7 hours forward, but just so we understand the order of things. It really doesn't matter to me at all where you choose to set your active working hours. You just need to carefully think about one specific thing. Between exactly where you are standing today and your ultimate success, there is a massive bridge, Manda. Just imagine a bridge for a moment, okay? You absolutely need to support this entire bridge with strong pillars, okay? If your bridge is particularly long, meaning your workday is very long indeed, you will need to put in many more pillars to keep it stable. However, if your workday is only 6 hours, you naturally need to put in fewer pillars to hold it up. What is a pillar? A pillar is an activity I do to advance my business. What kind of activity? We have two topics. One, marketing and selling, and the other, recruiting and supporting the team. Okay? For each person, I need to sit down with each of you individually to build your schedule. By the way, on Monday, I'll be at the offices from 1600. Anyone who wants to is welcome to come. We'll sit together, and in about 7 or 8 minutes, we'll build a plan. We can also have a personal conversation. There are many wonderful things we can do. Hezi came in a bad mood, and look at the amazing things we were able to do. And anyone who comes in a bad mood, we can do incredible things. But you can now take a look at your planning page, carefully review your scheduled activity hours, and systematically remove from your weekly calendar the specific hours that you have already committed. I have hours when I pick up the kids from kindergarten. I have hours when I sit down to eat. I have hours when I'm with my husband. I have hours when I'm an employee and working. Okay, so your bridge looks like this. With this bridge, you don't need to panic and work all the hours you have. No. But if, let's just say, for example, you find yourself with 6 hours a day when you're not committed to anything else, you should try to divide that time up carefully so that at the very least, you have one solid hour and then another full hour when you are focused and actually work. In 1 hour, I market and promote. In the second hour, I'm not just marketing and promoting, but I'm also responding and closing deals, okay? If your bridge is a whole day, then you can do 3 such blocks. I don't suggest working. In a panic, you need to enjoy the process. It should become a habit. Your work day, your life day should be something structured, consistent, not something you have to plan from scratch every single day. Absolutely not. Today, I know how to look a week ahead in my calendar, and even without looking, I know what I have scheduled. I study until 11. I pray in the morning. I study Torah until 11. And from 11 until the afternoon, those are my working hours. So I know in advance. Even when someone calls me, I tell them, yes, you can call me in the afternoon. Boom. I know that on Mondays, I'm in the office. Everything is organized. I already have an automatic routine. Someone comes and says to me, no, I want to meet you specifically on Monday evening. I say, sorry, I can't. Monday evening or Thursday, I have a regular weekly training. That's it. No, I can't. That's all. I know my schedule in advance. I know that every day for 2 hours after the evening prayer, I sit and work on advancing the business. Sometimes I just sit down at my desk and carefully prepare a detailed work plan. Other times I proactively take the initiative to reach out. I call the agents and tell them, listen, I'm following up on your progress. I am observing these specific results and those particular trends. And I know these are the 2 crucial hours when I truly advance my business. But you absolutely have to know exactly what hours you dedicate to your marketing and outreach efforts. Marketing is an activity where you advance your business. Does everyone know what marketing is? Marketing can be my strongest recommendation. Start calling all your acquaintances and tell them that you are travel agents. Start calling them. If you don't, you're not really in the business, and it will take you 2 years to start earning 30,000. Call them. If in the past I would have said to send a personal WhatsApp message, today I say no. Call. Hey, Ronit, how are you? What's up? Tell me, are you planning to go on a trip this coming year? Sure. Abroad? Yes. Where? I started a business in tourism. I finished the academy. I'm a tourism expert. From now on, order anything you want from me. I'll build you a dream vacation. I'll do everything to make sure it's also at a great price, with payment installments, with exemption from currency conversion fees. You'll get a real vacation experience. Deal? Yes, great. So tell me, when do you want to go? I'll build you an example so you can see what you can do. What do you want to know? Do you feel like going out? Where? Kor? To Athens? Maybe Tbilisi? There is now a new place in the cold that everyone really loves. It's also cheap. Maybe you want a name? Dubai and Las Vegas. Have you been there yet? No, great. Build for you? Start. First, have a back and forth with your acquaintances and close ones. You don't need millions. She told you here. An agent said that all you need is your first 15 clients. That's it. From there, the business takes off. So why are you wasting time on Facebook and Instagram because you're afraid to make a call? Now we've learned that we're not afraid anymore. That's exactly what we need to do. People ask me how. You end up with 3,000 agents with crazy incomes. I just wasn't embarrassed to pick up the phone. I felt like I was doing a favor to whoever I was calling. So a daily schedule that, is set in stone every day, except for days when, say, you have a regular sports class. Great. So that's a time slot you don't want. So on that day, you operate at a different hour, but you've set a time during the day, and that time is set in stone. Do you know why? Because a tree doesn't grow if you water it for 2 weeks and then skip a day. Nothing will come of it. A tree gets a little water every day. And later, when it grows bigger, it gets a bit more because it also produces more fruit and it's more enjoyable at the beginning too. Consistent, consistent, consistent. Can you do 2 hours a day? 2 hours a day, consistent, set in stone. Boom, I'm taking action. 3 hours, 3 hours. But I'm telling you that 1 hour a day to advance your business is enough. The rest of the time is for responding, helping, planning vacations, supporting the team. Proactive marketing activity is enough. Start with 1 hour a day. You don't need more. You really don't. You'll see results very quickly. If someone really needs to, then do more at the beginning. That's fine. But no, not an hour just to post something on Facebook. Thank you very much. 10,000 people will see it. It will cost you hundreds of shekels. Maybe you'll get an inquiry. And after 20 inquiries, you might close one deal. It will take you 2 months and you'll regret it because even the client who talks to you is a cold lead. I'm not against it. It's great for those who already, all his acquaintances know. He's been talking their ears off every day with deals. They're in his WhatsApp groups where he posts deals. Everyone's there. Everyone knows about him. Everyone talks about him. Great. Now move on to the wider world. Don't be afraid. You're doing them a favor. Let them enjoy it. I'm Rafi Shmuel, and I thank each and every one of you with great love for the privilege to give. Thank you.
I like it very much.
Sophia, stop. Let's give a few minutes for questions if anyone has any. Yes.